Right, morning. This is the last day of MCM in London, which has been held at the Excel, and it's October 2021. So Sundays are usually relatively quiet. They're not as quiet as Fridays, but they're definitely nowhere near as busy as Saturdays. However, I've just had a look on the website this morning. General tickets have all sold out, and they seem to be low on priority tickets, so could be the guests they've got on today. Possibly people are coming down for that, but we'll see how easy it is to access the stalls. Something I forgot to mention yesterday is the stalls to access, some of them were pretty impossible because of the crowds. Now that's not down to MCM, and that's certainly not down to the stall holders. It's just the way it is, you know, con or not, people can be inconsiderate and they want to be into stalls, and if you're in a wheelchair or you have a pram, it's not easy to manoeuvre to get into the space to look at the stalls. So, you know, again, bear that in mind when you're coming down on the busier days, that this could be something that you face. So we'll see how busy things are today. We've got a few things on today. We're going to hopefully have the question answered with regards to disabled access to the green outside and find out why they haven't incorporated that into that. We're also going to be having, like I said, having a look around the stalls to see how easy it is to access it on the Sunday. We are going to be doing the floor coverage and cosplays again. See what some wonderful costumes are down there today. But we have photographs and autographs today. So we are actually meeting Tom Hiddleston today. We may know Tom Hiddleston from things like The Night Manager and Crimson Peak, and obviously Loki from the Avengers, as well as Loki the TV show that's just been out on Disney Plus recently. A very, very popular person to meet at the con today. I think all his tickets are practically sold out. So we've actually got an opportunity to have autographs and photographs with him today, with me and Trinity. So that's going to be interesting. So not only are we quite excited about meeting them, but it's going to be interesting to see how they handle mobility issues for the autographs and the photographs as well, because they've got a whole new COVID system in place. So now you've got to have not just proof to get into the actual venue, but you also have to now go and get an extra wristband. I think I mentioned it on the last video, to actually prove that you're COVID safe before you can meet the guests. So I got asked, Trinity was fine because she was under 16. However, I got asked for a proof of my COVID vaccinations to be double vaccinated. Now, I am curious to see, like I said yesterday, what would happen if we didn't have that blue card. So would they accept the lateral flow test? So if, you know, what would happen if you rocked up, bought your autographs and your photo shoots, but you didn't have that COVID passport? So we'll ask them about that. And we'll see how the accessibility is for that. And we will do a wrap tonight when you know, later on when we come back to the con, we'll be doing a whole wrap of the 3 days. So we'll see how today goes. Obviously not in costume today. I've decided to take a day off from it, although the rest of the party is in costume today, so it should be a lot of fun for them. So well, yeah, let's go and sort out and see how today goes.
If they see us, then they can look at us tonight.
I saw someone with trousers on the other day. Yeah. Is that all upside down?
Star Wars.
So we're in the photo queue as promised to meet Tom. So as part of the security checks, we've had to show the orange wristband that we've had to do. We've also had to have metal detectors. We've also had to hand sanitizer and face masks before we've been allowed anywhere near the queue to come in and see him. So yeah, so as promised, we are waiting to go in, and like I was just saying, the security has been heightened quite a bit. So as you can see, we're both having to wear face masks. Had to sanitize the hands. We had to prove we had the orange wristbands as well as the pink ones to see we were in, and then we had to go through a metal detector as well before we even get anywhere near them. I found out the answer to the question with regards to the orange wristbands is basically the stars have requested, certain stars have requested that they will only accept people who have been either double vaccinated and can prove it, or anybody who's under 18. If you have bought a photo opportunity or an autograph with one of the guests who have made this stipulation and you cannot prove that you have been double vaccinated, then you will not be allowed in to have your autograph or your photo shoot done. Whether or not you would get a refund from MCM would be another matter. Again, this isn't MCM's rules, this has actually been the guests themselves that have stipulated this. So obviously Tom Hiddleston's agent has stipulated the extra security measures against COVID as well. So yeah, so we'll get back to you after the photo op to let you know how that went, and then we'll talk to you later on about how the autograph went. So that's a wrap. That is all from MCM XL in London this October. It's been another full day. As I said earlier, we've covered the photographs, we've covered the autographs, some interesting bits of information that's been found out. So, you know, orange badges, these things here to get into the photographs and the autographs. Basically, if you're over 18 and you haven't got a COVID passport or a card to see you've been double vaccinated, then you wouldn't be allowed in to see certain guests. But that is down to the guest agents and management team and not MCM. There's also been some, it was been quite interesting trying to get into the queue for the autographs. It was a bit tight, but you could easily get a wheelchair around. They were also offering place queues this year. So basically, if you weren't able to stand for whatever reason in the queue itself, then they would get somebody, you could nominate somebody with a placard, or somebody could stand in the queue in your place with a placard, so that when it was time for you to go in to get the autograph done, you could then take your place in the queue. Again, very COVID safe getting the autographs done. It was single file, there was hand sanitizers, you had to have your mask on, you had to have your proof of your injections, and even when you got in there, there was a glass plexi screen up against where the stars were, so you couldn't actually get, you know, close to them or physical contact with them. And again, there was no cameras and no phones allowed. And a few people pull us over the days that the event has been on with regardless issues that they've encountered while this is MCM this year. Now, whether this has been down to ReedPop taking over with MCM or whether it's actually been down to post-COVID issues, well, that remains to be seen to see what happens next year. But certain issues like accessing the green, as we've discussed in an earlier video, things like accessibility into the photo ops and into the autograph areas. Some people have experienced difficulties. Personally, I haven't. I found that the staff members to be very, very helpful. I didn't even experience any issues when it came to accessing the green, unlike some people. I've been asked by people who've recognised my videos, you know, the issues they've had with getting a hold of carers passes, the fact that carers passes were issued, the applications went out and issued so late in the day that they ended up having to buy tickets for fear of not actually being able to get into the event. Luckily, however, they have told me that MCM has refunded those tickets for people who needed carer passes instead. So that is at least something to you know, at least that was good. But yeah, it's been another busy day. So we're off now. I have my burrito. The husband's been craving one of those all weekend since we found the shop. So we're going to go off, we're going to have a burrito and we're going to chill this evening because we're travelling back to Tyne-and-Wear tomorrow. So I will be doing an extra clip tomorrow on all the fun and games of getting back into Newcastle and the access for the train again and Addison Lake for cars and station taxis. Interesting to see if we have the same issues as we had coming down on Thursday. Hopefully not. Hopefully it'll run smoothly. So hopefully it'll be a very short video for myself on Monday. And I'll just be saying, yeah guys, everything has went absolutely brilliantly, there's been no accessibility issues. I will be posing some questions to MCM event organisers. They are not great at answering their emails. So as I said, they're not really great at answering their emails, not very quickly, but I will be posing questions to the team based around the things that I've been asked over this weekend, and hopefully have an update for you sometime soon. But as from me, from JCD Talks, and from the Excel in London and MCM, we'd like to say goodbye for this year, and we hope to see you all down here next year.